Hello everyone and welcome back to another NASCAR Racing 2003 live stream. How is everyone doing today? Thank you very much for joining in. Right off the bat, if you guys could please hit the like button and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And while you're doing that, if you'd also like to go follow me on Twitch, if it's more convenient for you to follow these live streams that way. As you can see, I'm streaming to Twitch as we speak. If you guys would like to be super awesome and help support this channel while getting some cool rewards in return, please also go check out my Patreon page. Thank you so much to Ryan Fitzy for your support on there. I really appreciate it, man. I am also on Facebook and Twitter as well. If you'd like to follow me on social media, go do that if you are interested. I'd really appreciate it. All that being said, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm going to be attempting to recreate Kyle Busch's 2015 Daytona wreck. The infamous wreck where he broke his legs and sidelined him for the first half of the season. I normally wouldn't do a wreck like this where someone is significantly injured. However, I am making an exception with this particular one only for how fast and fully Kyle recovered, not to mention him winning the championship in the Cup Series that year. So I think that was a stamp on being able to say he was fully recovered, winning the Cup Series championship. So I am making an exception for this wreck. I normally don't try to reenact ones where anyone is significantly injured, but given how fully he recovered, I am making an exception. That being said, let's get into it. I took the there's about 20 cars in the pack when that wreck started. I took the Daytona 2015 Daytona roster and pulled out all the cars that were out of the race or not in the pack at that point, and that's how I got this one. So that's what we're going to be using. There might be a couple inconsistencies in there, but I think we should be good. As you can see, we're using the NXS15 mod, which has an amazing amount of car sets with it, basically for all the races that particular year. Alright, and let's get into it. With about 10 laps to go, coming out of the trial, Kyle Busch, I believe, was trying to bump draft, I want to say, Eric Jones. He got sideways, cars started spinning, and you guys know the rest. Kyle went through the infield and hit that inside wall hard. And the only reason I kind of want to recreate this, even though he did break his legs, is this was kind of a significant timestamp in his career. Everyone thought it might be over, but then he was able to defy the odds, have an insanely quick recovery, come back, and continue racing that year, let alone win the championship of the Cup Series. I don't think too many drivers have been able to say they've done that throughout the course of their career. Basically shatter both legs before the start of the first race and be able to come back and win the championship that year. And I apologize in advance if there are some glitches with this track. For some reason, the Freddie and Sean Enterprise tracks sometimes glitch out on me. And I can get some lag issues sometimes with it. It seems to be running smoothly so far. Alright, so there's the wall on the inside. Down below to the left, we're going to wait a lap to get up to speed. As you can see, we're using the night version of Daytona. I know it wasn't quite nighttime at the time this wreck happened, but it was just starting to turn dusk. It was just starting to get dark out. The lights were already on, and there is still a little bit of sunlight in this version of Daytona, the 2014 night FSE. So yeah, the sun is still technically up, as you can see. Look at that awesome sun glare, or the lens flare. Sun glare. And we're going to try, actually just getting up to speed one more lap. Officer NASCAR 48, Ryan Fitzy, Traveling Toy Guy, NASCAR Super Flips. Thanks for joining in, guys. I really appreciate it. So like I said, I normally wouldn't do a wreck like this. I'm just going to keep emphasizing that because I don't want to get the wrong impression. I usually make an effort not to do any reenactments where the racer was injured in any way, aside from maybe a couple bumps and bruises, but just from how quickly and fully Kyle was able to recover, I'm making an exception with this one. Alright. So spinning. Oh, I already spun all the way around. Still going to hit this wall. But, and for some reason, there's the safer barrier on that wall, even though it wasn't there in real life. Holy crap, that was a big wreck in its own way. There wasn't a safer barrier on the wall at this point, but for some reason in this version of the track there is, so I'm just gonna... There's always going to be a couple minor flaws in my reenactments. That'll be one of them for this video. Ouch. Ryan Sieg and Joey Logano up on two wheels. Alright, let's try that again.
Drivers, start your engine.
Pascal 3 CZE, Ninja 665.9, 8-Bit Enterprises, Anthony Fullerton, thanks for joining in, guys. Really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. So we need to spin out Eric Jones or whoever is available at the time. Have a small pileup ensue and go to the infield and hit that inside wall head on. And yeah, I'm assuming from how badly broken his right foot in particular looked, I'm assuming, I mean, I'm sure the info's already out there, I just haven't read it yet, that he was just jamming completely as hard as he could on the brake, and so his right leg was completely stiff and locked when he slammed into that wall, and that's why that one broke so badly. I can only assume. Makes you wonder if right before he hit the wall, if he just took both his feet off the pedals and kind of tucked them in by his seat, if he would have been as injured. Maybe that could be like a... I mean, I'm sure most of them already do that before they're about to hit the wall. They probably take their feet off the pedals. Alright, so since Eric Jones isn't available, I'll just... Oops, I suppose I can switch into fourth gear. That would probably help. Oops, that didn't work. No good attempt. Ouch. Alright, let's try that again. I don't want to... Just because of the nature of this wreck, I don't necessarily want to try too hard and get too picky about all the details. I just want to knock this... I feel like this is a significant moment in Kyle's career, and I want to knock this off of my reenactment to-do list. I don't want to get too picky about getting the hit into the wall exact. Because in my opinion, that's... I'm dancing a fine line here between fascination with sports history and reenactments of that sort, and just getting morbid of trying to get too picky and detailed of trying to reenact something where... Reenact something where... Let's face it, someone got their legs shattered. At least the right one. Micatron, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. Oops. I meant to get up to the front. Let's do it without getting black flagged, except I still got black flagged. Whoa. Check up much? Trying to get up to the front. I have the AI difficulty at like 94 or 95. It's not that high, but it's also not turned too low. Here we go. I think Kyle was like in 4th or 5th at the time of the wreck. So I'll get like, whoa, darn it, I did not mean to do that. Oh, I just realized roof flaps are off too. That was from the last reenactment, I think. The last Can I Recreate video where I turned the roof flaps off. I forgot which.
Okay, we're under caution. Behind, 28 car.
Let's try that again.
Drivers, start your engines.
Try onboard. As you can see, my wheel is temporarily out of commission. I am in the process of getting my pedals fixed / refurbished. So until then, I'm just using my 360 controller. Let's get back up to the front for this one, so I don't have to work my way through the field. Man, I love how the sunset looks in this version of the track. Make a 3-wide move to the inside. Try to get towards the front. This is getting dicey. I gotta spin one of these cars coming out of the trioval and send myself through the infield towards that wall, obviously. Alright, 97 it is. Shoot, I missed him. And I just spun myself. Nope. That was lame. None of these have been close yet. Alright, next.
Drivers, start your engines.
Steven the Gamer Guy, Tropical Cyclone, 8-Bit Enterprises. Oh, thanks for joining in, guys. Really appreciate it. Can you turn off black flags? I don't think so. Zero Gravity Gaming. Gravity Gaming. Man, I love this Xfinity mod. How cool these cars look. Alright, get ready for the green flag. Yeah, screw your black flag. As you can tell, I have restrictor plates on. I have this track completely unedited for once. I don't have a track really tampered with for a reenactment video. That's a rarity for me. I believe Kyle was on the inside pump drafting Eric Jones when the wreck started. So do the same thing to Chase Elliott. Oh, nope. I didn't hit the right wall that time. And obviously not at the right angle. So obviously I hit that wall right there. But in reality, he kind of comes down here sliding at a bad angle with the brakes locked and then nails like somewhere right around here head on. Then almost comes to a complete stop. That's what I need to do.
Drivers, start your engines.
So yeah, the only reason I'm using a night version of Daytona, even though it wasn't quite nighttime at the time this wreck happened, is because the lights were already turned on at that point. The sun was starting to set. And any daytime versions of Daytona I've used either don't have the right wall set up, or for some reason they're cloudy. The cloudy weather setting doesn't work. For Daytona SDT day, I realized the cloudy setting won't work for that track, because I was possibly going to use that one, but when it's sunny in the track, it doesn't even look close to the weather conditions that it was when this wreck happened in real life. This is a little bit cloudy, overcast, and yeah, the sun was starting to set. So I feel like this weather setting is probably the closest that I'm going to get. Even though that safer barrier is on the wall where Kyle hit. Who knows, maybe that can be this can be a message to NASCAR to keep safer barriers on all parts of the track, even parts you don't think the cars are going to hit. Hey! What are you barking at? Dog sitting dog right now. I'm not used to having a dog in the house. It's barking at something. I'll try spinning the 51 in lieu of Eric Jones. Whoops, that didn't work. Who knows, maybe it'll be a good thing if I can't reenact this properly. Maybe that's saying something. Next.
Drivers, start your engines.
DS Gaming, Sandra, Bailey, Traveling Toy Guy. Thanks for joining in, guys. DAC. I have no idea. Whoever typed darn dog, thanks for joining in. I do not know. I'm not good at pronunciations. Plus my eyesight sucks. Relampago McQueen. That I kind of pronounced. Connor Tremmel, thanks for joining in, guys. Sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. And if you're just joining in, you're wondering why I'm doing this wreck, when I don't normally do reenactments or try to do can I recreates where someone was injured. I'm making an exception with this one just because of how quickly and fully Kyle was able to recover, not to mention winning the championship later that year in the Cup Series. So I'd say that qualifies him having made a full recovery, in my opinion. Shoot, that was a terrible start. I completely botched the shifts. Might actually work out to my advantage, though. If I can keep Eric Jones in this low line, I can spin him out. I'm not going to be quite towards the front as Kyle was in real life, but at least I'll be able to spin out Eric Jones. I believe that was the first car he accidentally sent sideways. Shoot, wasn't quite able to get him. Alright, I'll try the next lap. Even if I can't get Eric Jones on the next lap, I'll still just try someone. Not going to try more than 3 warm-up laps just to get to one particular car. It's wasting too much time. Give him one bump before the turn. And he'll get a decent momentum, but then I have to slow down. And I can try passing him on the inside and then spin him that way. Coming out of the tri-oval. Alright, just where I want him. Nope. I even tried downshifting to try to spin towards the inside wall, but I was already too far past it. Already too far past it by that point. I backed into the wall instead. Still got airborne. Next. Brendan the Gent, Robbie Sunby. Thanks for joining in, guys. And who's rooting for Kyle Busch for the chase this year? I gotta say, even though he's not one of my favorite drivers out of the remaining people, he's probably one of the 4 I'm rooting for. I can't even remember off the top of my head who's all in at this point. Who's still in contention. Eli Tomlin, Dominic Howell, Connor Tremmel, NR2003 Crash Guy. Thanks for joining in, guys. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Just wait till after the live video is done and the comments at the bottom show up, and then just post them there. It's way easier for me to see. We can thumbs up each other's suggestions so I can see which the more popular suggestions are. So if you have any suggestions you want to see me do, I'd love to hear them. Just wait till after the live video is done and post them in the comments. Way easier for me to see them that way. Alright, get up to speed, stay in the lead, and hopefully I will succeed. Except we're not succeeding this time, or in this video. Trying to reenact actually a pretty nasty crash, but it's actually a pretty important moment in Kyle's career. This is how he was able to defy the odds, get back so quickly, and go on to win the championship. And yes, I know a lot of people could argue, oh, if it wasn't the old, or if it wasn't the chase, if it was just the old rules, that wouldn't have happened, but oh, darn it. Brendan Gaughan got in my way. when I was heading towards the inside wall. Because I've heard a bunch of criticism towards Kyle, how it was, if it was the old school point system, how he wouldn't have won the championship, etc., etc. Well, that's not his fault. Can't blame him for that. He just followed the newish rules and went on to win the damn championship. Can't blame him for the point system having changed in 2005. It's not his fault. And Kyle's one of those racers like Tony Stewart, where admittedly I did not like him at all, especially in the early half of his career. But as of late, he's starting to mature up a little bit in my eyes, and he's starting to grow on me a little bit. I mean, I hated Tony Stewart at one point. The time he retired, he's probably my second or third favorite driver. So I'm open to change. Yeah, maybe it's for the best if I can't reenact this wreck. Yeah, looks like 97 is going to be the best. Eric Jones substitute to spin on this attempt. The Eric Jones fill-in. Maybe not. Looks like we're going to have to wait another lap. About up to speed. About another 10 miles an hour or so, and that's normal. Although the Xfinity cars do go just slightly slower. So we're about up to speed right here. Not up to normal speed. I'm trying to slow down just ever so slightly to let the 97 and 44 pass. Nope, not happening this time either. Ouch. Oh, Ryan Sieg doing a little two-wheeled side stand there for a moment. Alright, that one's no good. We're already 30 minutes in, not a single close attempt. I think that might be saying something. What's IRL? Indy Racing League. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. NASCAR Nation, NASCAR Wolf 03. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't yet. Rowdy Rocks plays. Dominic Walker, I think I already said hi to you, but hi. BM. Did I say Ryan Sieg? If I did, I meant Ryan Reed. Brain fart there, yeah. Come on. 3 wide. Depending what happens the rest of the stream, I might want to do a race. Like a short 10 lap race with these cars. Because I love how these cars look at this track. And I'm actually having a decent amount of success being able to handle the car with the controller, which is kind of hard at a lot of other tracks. Alright, that was the closest I've gotten yet, but I didn't stop as suddenly. I kind of went flying back onto the track. I mean, obviously that was the closest I've gotten yet, but not quite as good as I wanted in terms of how he hit the wall. And the hit was pretty on point. I just needed to slow down a little bit more and hit it at an angle to where I kind of stopped a little more suddenly. As you can see, the wall kind of angles there, and I hit it like right before it angles. Ouch. Alright, try that again.
Drivers, start your
Although the wreck, the small little pileup that ensued for me starting that spin looked kind of on point. Turn the wall grip up. I might have to. I might exit out in 5 minutes or so to change a couple settings around the wall grip and to turn the roof flaps back on. Need to hit the wall at 90 or 100 miles an hour. How fast was I going when I hit it that time? I was going about 120 that time. Kind of botched the start right there looking at the replay. So I can afford to go even a tad slower than I was going that time for this attempt. It looks like the pack is still be able to bunch back together even though I kind of split it up into 2 packs during that start. They're kind of bunched back together now. Giving David Starr a push to the front. Ooh, that was close. Alright, guess I'm gonna try in the next lap. I didn't really have a clean shot at anyone that time where I would be able to get down to the infield cleanly. Looks like I'll try with Chase Elliott this time. Whoever happens to be in a convenient spot when we get out of the trioval. Turn the grass grip up to slow down. That's also a good suggestion. I'm letting the 44 go past because I don't think I was going to catch any of those other cars in front of me. Nope. Alright, I think I might just exit out after this attempt. Holy crap, there's a big wreck in turn 2. Pause from all the cars coming back up on the track. Alright, so I'm just going to exit out right now quickly and change a couple settings around. Alright, so we already are in the Daytona Night FSE folder. Load up the track INI since this is using GNS physics. We have to change it in here. So track, wall, grip. Let's change it to like 6. Why not? Track, Armco, grip. 6, track, safer, barrier, grip. 6, track, grass, grip. Let's do like 1.5. Slow me down a little bit. Alright, I think that should be good for that. Save. I just need to go into the players. Kyle Busch. Player INI. Let's turn those roof flaps back on, so we don't need anything aerodynamic in this video. Save. Alright, loading the game back up. And scoot this over, click back on this to make sure nothing's frozen. Alright, just loading everything back up the same as it was. So I turned the grass grip up enough to slow me down a little bit, but not really do anything glitchy to stop me. Maybe just a little bit to not kick my back end around as much as I'm sliding through it. If I'm slamming on the brakes, I can maybe straighten out at like 1.5 versus like 1, like the default I'm assuming it's at. Forgot to turn restrictor plates off. I didn't intend to. I meant on keeping them on, because the speed is pretty good. Or maybe going like 5-10 miles an hour, a little slower than they were in real life, but that's closer than us going like 210, 220, like they would be without restrictor plates, at least. So let's see if the grass grip and the wall grip does anything. Mainly excited to see what happens. Because, yeah, that wall grip, tweaking that up should help me stop a lot more suddenly when I hit the wall. Kind of almost like grab onto the wall and throw me back. Hopefully similar to how Busch hit the wall. Why am I going below the yellow? Perfect. I'm just going to spin the 97 right here. Nope, I went all the way around. Oh. Aside from me spinning all the way around, that one, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I've had worse attempts in this stream. Next.
Drivers, start.
Need to hit it more head on and less at a glancing blow that sends me spinning around. Why did this not stay on? Did have my phone on with the chat. Alright, I have a good feeling about this one. Hold on.
They're gonna make us do it.
Oh. There we go. Stupid thing. When I hit play for this live stream, on my phone it started at the beginning for some reason. I was wondering why I was seeing the wait screen. Couple of guys to pass me. I think Busch was like in 4th or 5th at the time of the wreck. I always switch some paint schemes around. Not really. Not even that close. I was a little late in spinning the 43 around. Next.
Drivers, start your engines.
I don't want to have to do a part 2 for this one. If I don't get it on this one, I might not even do a part 2. If I ever want to do this reenactment, maybe I'll just do this on my own in my free time. I don't want to have to spend too much time and energy and become too determined trying to reenact something where someone got their legs shattered in. Why are you guys singing the SpongeBob Ripped Pants song? Fun fact, I could probably recite every lyric to that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Unfortunately, Ryan Sieg... Why do I keep saying Ryan Sieg? It's not even a Ryan I was talking about. Eric Jones. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify towards the front, so... Can't be very realistic, and... I'd like to spin him out each time, but he's not really in the right spot. He's too far back in the field. That was stupid. For some reason, I was trying to turn left and my car just like straightened out. Completely on its own. I was actually heading in a decent spot. Like right there, it just straightened itself out for some reason. I like barely have anything on the steering assistance for my controller. So it shouldn't have been that.
Start your engines.
Toaster Gaming, Duke fan, Dale Jr. fan, thanks for joining in, guys. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Yeah. Back is getting sore on this chair. Need to get up and stretch out soon. Why don't I stretch out? Come on. I have to get lucky one of these times, or unlucky, depending on how you want to look at it. I think I got a clean shot at the 51. Oh, I got clipped and spun all the way around. I was able to save it. I have to. It's been almost 50 minutes. I haven't done this yet. See if I can get them before they cross the start-finish line. Just barely. Jeez. Is that Austin Dillon upside down? Ironically, on the front stretch at Daytona. I think it was the number 2. Is that Austin Dillon? Let's see. It was Austin Dillon's the 33. Ironically, upside down in the front stretch at Daytona. And hit hard by another car while upside down. Where have we seen that before? In 2015, ironically. Deja vu. Someone insert the X-Files music. This is probably going to be the third to last attempt. We're approaching the top of the hour. I gotta get going shortly after 5. Got some things to do later tonight. Plus, each one of these attempts takes a while, so it's probably going to be well after 5 before I'm even done with the third attempt, let alone whatever crashing I do, let alone if I want to do a quick little short 10-lap race. There's a glitch in the matrix. That's what that Austin Dillon crash meant. There's a glitch in the matrix. Someone call the Nebuchadnezzar. Need to get back to base. The agents are coming. Man, I haven't seen the Matrix in a while. Need to watch that movie again. Looks like the 15 is in proper position to spin. Just need to be careful with it. Nope, I got clipped by him again. And that sent me spinning sideways. I can still get the rest of the pack before they come across the start-finish line. See if I can make Austin Dillon pull an Austin Dillon for the third time. For a third time. Oh, we got 2 guys racing for the lead. Holy shnikes.
The next car's the leader. The next car's the leader.
That was a pretty good damage test for this mod. Holy shnikes. And it's got drilled again. Jesus. Look at that. I spun across the track perfectly. Wait for it. Could have been a lot worse than it was, given how many people there were that could have hit me. And just to add insult to injury, that last one. Alright, second to last attempt.
Start your engine.
With Bobby Labonte saved. I tried that once. Need to try again. His Daytona save. I did try that already. I need to do a revisit at some point. Just like I said earlier, guys, I'd love to hear your suggestions. Just wait till the live video is done, then post them down in the comments. It's way easier for me to see them that way. Yeah, if anything, me going backwards and having these head-on crashes is nice damage tests and demonstrations of the damage for each individual mod. Duke fan, Sam Dunn, NASCAR Nation, thanks for joining in, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Really helps me out. I really appreciate it. NR2003 Crash Guy. Alright, 2 more attempts to try to get this down. I might do a part 2 to this eventually, but just like I said, I don't necessarily want to... Like the Austin Dillon one, I don't want to be like 7 parts in trying to get a wreck where someone got their legs broken. If I can't get it after like 1 or 2, I'll just have to do it on my own if the reenactment is that important. Oops. Suppose I should shift into 4th. That would help. Come on. I've had a couple decent starts to the attempts, but I always end up getting clipped by the spinning car, and that sends me spinning around. Oh. Listen. Jesus. I just caused a really hard crash for Brennan Gong. I accidentally clipped him as I was heading towards the infield. Sent him back up across traffic. And I saw him bouncing around on his side getting hit by other cars. Yeah, let's see what happened to him right here. Jeez. Got T-boned by the 6. And back on his wheels. Hard wreck for Brendan Gong.
Drivers, start your engine.
Not what I needed, but... That was a pretty cool incidental wreck. Looked kind of realistic. So he got hit pretty hard, went around, bouncing around on the side, but didn't really flip over and didn't go tumbling like 400 times. That was kind of a realistic looking wreck. Rocky 12 TNT Productions. Really appreciate you guys joining me live to watch this. Alright, last attempt. Last attempt. I'll do one race. And then I'll do one. And then after a 10-lap race, I'll do an attempt where I just go backwards from the start and try to cause as big of a wreck as possible if I can't get it here. I'm just going to use the amount of cars, the same cars that I have right here. I'm not going to add in the full car set because I think I might get some lag issues if I do add a full car set. It'll kind of be a cool way. Maybe I can recreate, in air quotes, what would have happened in those last 10 laps had Busch's wreck never happened. Maybe that'll be a little neat way of looking at the race I do. Because there was 10 laps to go when that wreck happened. Damn it. If I would have barely just gotten clipped a little less, that sent me almost at a perfect angle. Almost. I was on the brakes. I just spun around a little too much. But that little clip right there from the 3 almost sent me at a perfect angle into that wall. Almost. God darn it. Alright. So, we're gonna
Drivers, start
restart this race.
your engine.
Or we'll do an 8-lap dash.
Drivers, start your engines!
Alright. So let's get some redemption for Kyle. Let's try to get him the victory. What would have happened if that wreck never happened and he instead went on to win? Let's try to do that right here. And after this, I'll do a backwards wreck with the entire field. Colby Treat, Simon... Thanks for joining in, everyone. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Look at the dark sky and the clouds. It's really ominous. We have to make our way from the back to the front in 8 laps. Whoa. I don't like being in the middle. There we go. Sending Kozlowski 3 wide. This is going to be interesting. It's my first race I've really done since I lost my wheel. Whoa, almost took out Ryan Reed there. Can I squeeze down in front of Dylan? Nope. And I just killed the pace car. Alright, we're going to try that again. Thought I could squeeze down in front of Dylan. Didn't quite make it. Yeah, can you imagine if the pace car was solid? Bam.
Drivers, start your engines.
I think just with my controller, I'm going to go up into chase view. It's a little bit easier for me to race. Zachary Mers. That is a good suggestion. Just post it after the live video's done down in the comments. So then I'll be able to remember it. The Christopher Bell pass on Eric Jones. It's a little bit easier for me to race with the controller in chase view. Eight laps to get up to the front. Look at that pass on Reed. The bottom line is where you want to be. In the super speedways. Whoa, checking up. Had to slow down a little bit there. Alright, 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go, 18 spots. Alright, come on, Clements, let's go. Coming to 6 to go. Making our way through the field. I just don't know if we're going to be able to catch him in time. Moved up 4 spots in that lap. Don't know how strong we'll be once we get to the front. We'll have to see once we get there. If we get there. Well, this bottom line is working. It's weird. Cars that are having a good run on this bottom line end up shifting into the top line where there's clearance, and then they end up getting passed by the bottom line. AI ain't too smart, are they? Coming to 5 laps to go. In the top 10. Alright, now we have to start getting aggressive. Alright, Clemens, let's go. Tandem time. Kind of. Four laps to go. 7th spot. Me and Clemens working our way through the field. God damn it. Stay green. Okay, good. Went to bump draft Clemens. Got hooked. Well, at least it's staying green, because I think I do have yellow flags on. 3 laps to go in the top 5. Bottom line is where I want to be. Whoa. Almost timed that poorly. Coming to 2 to go. And I pull the crossover. And I got it at 2 to go. Now I just need to hold on. Now I'm in block mode. So I'm not going to add the benefit of being able to go faster, having drafting help in front of me. So I'm going to have to block the people that have the advantage behind me. So far, so good. Oh, here they got a run. I'm a little bit slower in the turn since I don't have any drafting help. White flag in the race where Kyle was injured. If that wreck never happened, let's see if he would have been able to hang on to the lead for the win. Oh, shoot, I took that turn a little bad. It's got a little bit of an angle behind me. Able to hold him off. Trying to keep him out of drafting distance. Chris Buescher in the 60. Here comes Ty Dillon in the 3, trying to make a move on the inside of him. They're all side by side. That's helping me. I think I got it in the bag. And checkered flag. We take the victory. There. I did both. I reenacted his crash and won the race for him.
You all right?
I want to see where I accidentally took out Clemens. Going on the back stretch. I was waiting for someone to make a move. I went right there. He came with me. That was kind of on him. So I went to make a move right here. Then he like kind of cut me off and then got hooked. I probably spun and straightened it out right away. Yep. Alright, just gonna exit out. Kurt Busch gets the win. Junior loses 20 positions to finish in 21st place. What the hell happened there? Just gonna crank up the number of opponents, and then we're gonna do one last big wreck. Oh. Actually had the AI strength like past 90. I didn't think I'd get a win anything above 90. And we're gonna race. We're gonna get them as they're coming out of turn 4. Gonna do one last big wreck. Try to get all 43 cars. Gonna let the entire pack get up to speed. One full lap, and then while they're doing that, I'm gonna be going backwards down the pits, waiting to just absolutely drill the pack at full speed. So Kyle Busch gets up to the front. All of a sudden, much to his chagrin, gets a black flag. Decides, you know what? Black flag. I'll show you a black flag.
They're gonna hold us in the pit for 15 seconds.
Alright. Who thinks I can get all 43 cars? Well, 42. 43, including myself.
You've been disqualified for reckless driving.
Here we go. Jeez. Oh, there's some of the lag and clipping issues I was talking about. Just barely. I don't think I got all 43, but still have a hell of a wreck. I think we're probably going to get some replay issues. We may. Yep. That's what I was talking about. Doesn't happen with this. With helicopter. Alright, so yeah, it wasn't all 43 cars, but my wreck was still cool. Those are the clipping issues I was talking about. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Once the live stream is done processing, let me know your suggestions for future videos down in the comments below. Go follow me on Twitch if you want to help support this channel and get some cool rewards in return. Please go check out my Patreon page. Thank you so much to Ryan Fitzy for your support on there. Also go follow me on Facebook or Twitter if you like to follow Cody H Gaming on social media. And that's about it. Thanks again, guys. Hope to catch you next time. Until then, hope you all have a good rest of your day. Peace.